Every lab that we've ever worked in has had some very specific rules. No open-toed shoes, wear long pants, and no eating or drinking allowed in the lab. Unfortunately, there are things that look absolutely delicious, and we're only going to see in the lab. So, what if we could break that last rule? Here to help you out, I'm Matt, and this is the Hungry Microbiologist. Today is a very special episode 1, and we're going to kick this right off with LB Agar plates. LB Agar plates are a nice generic bacterial growth media used to grow massive amounts of different types of bacteria that you could collect from just about anywhere around your home. Any of you that have taken a microbiology course may be familiar with a first experiment called the ubiquity of microbacteria, in which you simply take a cotton swab, swipe it on literally anything, and then run it over an LB Agar plate to grow countless different species, types, and number of bacteria. Once you've got them all smeared on an LB Agar plate, you can actually start to tell them apart based off the color of the colonies. You'll notice a lot of the ones I managed to acquire today are this pussy white color. But there are also some that have more of a reddish hue, and those are a different strain of bacteria. Also, the size of the colonies does matter. Since all these colonies started growing at the same time, the different doubling rate of the individual bacteria is going to determine the size of the final colony that you see. Downside to agar plates is that they are so general, they don't only grow bacteria. You may note some of these more fuzzy outlying colonies. I'm sorry if my camera is not picking it up too well. Like I said, for this very special episode 1, we are filming on my smartphone. But we actually have some fungal colonies. That's what those fuzzy things are. And they'll grow along and contaminate your bacteria when you're using a super generic growth media like this. So, what is just LB Agar? LB Agar is salt, sodium chloride, yeast extract, literally just chopped up yeast and all the little internal bits. So these fungi are actually kind of being a little bit cannibalistic right now. And something called tryptone, which is just an amino acid supplement designed to provide the protein and whatnot for your bacteria to grow. As I said, this is about as generic as you can get. It's used as a selective media in some laboratories after we add in an antibiotic, and then add antibiotic resistance to the bacteria we're trying to grow. That's not advisable for what I'm doing today, because as I said, we're going to see how this tastes. Now, this is my one last sterile plate, so we're going to have to do this all in one take. Hope y'all are ready. I'm not sure that I am. It's always just looked like Jell-O, but I've never really known what it's going to taste like. It's mostly salt and yeast, so this should just take like really bad bread. Jell-O bread. Alright? Ooh. It's coming up all in like chunks. I kind of thought I'd be able to like scoop out a piece, but no, I like got my whole plate up on the fork. All right. So I thought that the yeast would be the main flavor. It is not. It is the salt. The salt is the primary flavor you're getting here. That was a bit of a shock. I don't know. Salt flavored Jell-O should never ever be a thing. All right. So for this first episode, we're going to say that there's a good reason you're not supposed to eat or drink in the lab, and that is because everything that looks like Jell-O actually tastes terrible. However, I will be back with another episode later. We're going to cover a few more super generic augers before moving on to more specific and advanced media types. And then, who knows where we'll go from there. I'm starting with media because that's bacteria food, and so I know it will be edible, so long as I don't add any chemicals or selective antibiotics like I mentioned. So, let me know if there's anything else you'd like to eat besides media in the lab, and I'll see if it's possible. Please nothing that'll kill me, because I'd like to see you all next time on The Hungry Microbiologist.